Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy said Tuesday that he had a good, constructive meeting with U.S. President Donald Trump on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly in New York. "I will not share all the details this time of our discussion, but it was good and there are some moments about battlefield," Zelensky told reporters. Trump is a game changer by himself, if he will be sure in Ukraine. According to Associated Press earlier in the day, Zelensky met Trump at the United Nations headquarters in New York as he seeks additional U.S. help in defending his country from Russia's onslaught of missiles, drones and bombs. The two presidents, who have had strained ties in previous sit-downs, greeted each other warmly on the sidelines of the annual gathering of world leaders. Trump later said in a post on social media that Ukraine can win back all territory lost to Russia, a dramatic shift from the U.S. leaders' call on Kiev to make concessions to end the conflict.
Hello. We'll speak with the President of the United States, which was a good, constructive meeting. I'm very thankful for his efforts. I said it during the beginning of our meeting, but I think what is more important, what we discussed. I will not share all the details this time of our discussion, but it was good, and there are some moments about battlefield. I think that President is he knows some details, and I think he knows more details than usual. Not usual, I mean that before. And I'm happy with this.
I'd like to ask you, when you compare this General Assembly to previous General Assembly,
we shared some details, and he shared with us, I think, even more, and some details about the economy of Russia. It goes, we think, very bad. Of course, still problem that they have a lot of cash. We know how they, this made money in Russia, made and make, but it's this is their way of life. Yes, the good news for us, because they spend money for war machine. The good news that the economy is in the bad shape. Bad news that they still have a lot of money, much money. Yes, but it's decreasing. Trump is a game changer by himself if he will be sure in Ukraine, and I think that he is more close now to this situation, and that's why and between us only Trump can. For today we know some not too much players in the world who can be game changers, but he's the most closer to this.
Worried that the war in Ukraine is getting out of sight for many countries?
You know, he has had relations with Putin, and before my dialogue with him, he had these relations, and I don't know on what this relation based, but in any way he has it, and that's why he trusted that when Putin shared with him the situation in Ukraine on the east, that in one day, in 1 week, in 1 month, or these fairy tales, that they will occupy totally our Donbass east, or part which we control, yes, big part which we control. And of course he trusts him, and when then he back to me, President Trump, during phone conversations or dialogue, yes, he always said that, look, in autumn they will occupy it, we need to do something, and etc. And then one by one he understood that Putin is just sharing some information which is far away of a real situation on the battlefield, far away of truth. And of course, then when he now he trusts much more bigger to me, because to the information what my intelligence and my military guys, military cabinet shares with partners.
Thank you so much.
Lady now she's meeting with Melania Trump.
What about economic penalties?
President Donald Trump praised Ukraine on Tuesday in its war against Russia, telling President Volodymyr Zelensky his nation is putting up one hell of a fight. According to Associated Press, frankly, Ukraine is doing a very good job of stopping this large army, Trump said. That's not a good thing for Russia, the president added. Russia doesn't look very distinguished, having taken 3.5 years of very hard fighting. And it looks like it's not going to end for a long time. Trump made the comments during a bilateral meeting with Zelensky on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly. For his part, Zelensky reported good news from the battlefield and thanked Trump for his personal involvement and efforts to end the war.
Thank you very much, everybody. We appreciate it, and we've had an interesting day. I think a very productive day. And we're going to start a meeting with the president, who we all know very well. He's a brave man, and he's putting up one hell of a fight. And we'll see how that all turns out. But we're going to have a meeting, and we have about 30 meetings scheduled today. We have a lot of meetings scheduled today, going pretty late into the night. But this is an important one, and we have great respect for the fight that Ukraine is putting up. It's pretty amazing, actually. So, Mr. President, please.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. First of all, thank you for this meeting. Thank you for your personal efforts to stop this war just now, Mr. President. And I have to say that just now our first ladies of Ukraine, first ladies of the United States,
yes.
Just now we'll have a meeting about Ukrainian children. Thank you for Melania's personal involvement to this topic. And this is very important. I will brief Mr. President and his team what's going on the battlefield. We have good news. Of course, we want to stop the war, and with your help, first of all. Thank you.
Would you like to say how you're doing on the battlefield?
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. So thanks to our soldiers and to possibility to further the program with NATO countries. By the way, thanks to your support, they can buy level from the United States. So our soldiers this month they occupied 360 kilometers, and they encircled 1,000 soldiers. And of course, we want to exchange. We need our soldiers in any case. But thanks to our soldiers, we have this possibility, this opportunity. And we will continue until Russia will stop this war, and I hope that they will stop. In any case, we know that the economy of Russia is not doing well. So with this, during this war, we need more pressure, more sanctions. And I hope with the United States, first of all, and Europe, but we support, Mr. President, your idea, and I want to discuss it, how to stop some countries from Europe, to stop the possibility to buy Russian oil and gas.
President Trump, your message
to provide Ukraine with the security guarantees the same way as European allies?
Well, that's later down the road. We'll be talking about that. Hopefully, we'll be in a position to talk about that a little bit later on. It's a little bit too early to answer.
Why do you think Mr. Putin is not willing to meet with both of you?
President Trump, your message to President Orban, who is refusing to stop buying Russian oil.
Well, he's a friend of mine. I have not spoken to him, but I have a feeling if I did, he might stop, and I think I'll be doing that.
Thank you.
What progress do you think has been made on ending Russia's war against Ukraine since the last time you saw President Zelensky?
Well, the biggest progress is that the Russian economy is terrible right now. As you know, it's crashing. And that, frankly, Ukraine is doing a very good job of stopping this very large army. It's pretty amazing. You know, this is a war that should have ended in 3 days, 4 days. People said it was going to be very quick, and you got to hand it to the Ukrainian soldiers and everybody involved. It's still going on, and that's not a good thing for Russia. This was supposed to be quick, and so, you know, Russia doesn't look very distinguished, having taken 3.5 years now, right? It's about 3.5 years of very hard fighting, and it looks like it's not going to end for a long time.
Mr. President.